Algar Productions.
This is the Post-Atomic Horror, the most comprehensive Star Trek podcast ever produced. Your hosts are Ron Algar Watt and Maggie Robotham. Episode 493, Fully Dilated and Upper Decks.
Hi friends, welcome to the Post-Atomic Horror. I'm Al.
I'm Maggie.
And we're nearly there. We're almost done.
Thank God we're nearly there. Al, I'm actively dying. I mean, I know we're all actively dying. That's the human condition, but I'm actively dying in a way that physically hurts me down in my organs.
From Lower Decks, right? Like you're not...
From Lower Decks, yeah.
You're not having a heartfelt discussion with me and the listeners about your fatal illness or something.
No, although I would... That is exactly how I would tell you, is in the... Like, I would wait until the middle of the episode.
We're not going to do it in episode 493. Save it for 500. Like,
I would work it into my summary.
Well, of course. Yeah, this we're still doing
I'm
this.
so tired. Yep.
I mean, look, I've said it 100 times before. This is not as bad as Enterprise. It's more brief. Mm-hmm. There are things to enjoy, and we got through it quick. Mm-hmm. So it's not so bad. But also,
if you had told me, if you had told me this episode featured T'Lyn and Tendi living in a farmhouse together, I would have kicked the door down to watch that episode. That sounds, in theory, like exactly my shit, and then it sucked. But
doesn't Lower Decks, in theory, sound like our shit?
It sure does.
And yet, it's just shit.
This isn't my shit. This is just trash on the bottom of the toilet.
I enjoy both of these okay, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about Fully Dilated, which mercifully doesn't have anything to do with pregnancy. It's actually about time dilation, so that's something.
Thank God. I texted you.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing wrong with pregnancy. I want to be clear about that, and I'm not grossed out by it, and I don't whatever. Like it's just a thing that happens, and if it's in a story and it works, that's fine. I'm not trying to say, ew, the human body. I know that's your whole thing, but
I mean, I will say, ew, the human body.
Yeah, no, but it's also, it feels like we're just trying to be shocking, like. We were just making fun of Ricky Gervais before we started. Like, oh, are you offended? Like, shut up, South Park. No.
Go to hell.
But thankfully, it's not that. It's just about time dilation. So,
all right.
Take it away, Maggie.
So the Cerritos is continuing their season-long mission to clear up all those repeating holes in reality that references keep falling out of. This week, they've encountered, at Farpoint, see Lower Decks, I can write to your level 2. And Enterprise D from the Purple Dimension, home of the Dread Dormammu, true believers, which has accidentally left some Federation technology behind on some sort of a cowboy-era planet, I guess, kind of. So the senior crew sends down Mariner, Tendi, and T'Lyn because nobody wants to miss taquito night. Boy, this crew sure eats a lot of Mexican food. Wait, is this because it's California class? Fucking... Anyway, the gals get some quick I'm an alien now surgery and then get beamed down to the planet after letting the boys know that this is one of those every week down there is a minute up here time dilation planets, so... Please don't spill any fancy cocktails all over the transporter controls and then strand us there for a year. And then that happens because, of course, it does. The gals land on the planet, find the technology, which turns out to be Purple Data's head because, of course, it fucking does, and then wait for a beam out that never comes because the boys spend approximately a relative year of the girls' lives screaming and picking old shrimp out of the keyboard. Whilst on the planet, T'Lyn starts a successful farm because there's nothing she can't do. God, I love you, T'Lyn. Notice me, senpai. Tendi freaks out and tries to use the data head to become a better scientist than T'Lyn so that she can procure the coveted senior scientist position, a job previously fulfilled by a drinking bird toy with bumps placed over its beak. And Mariner attempts to use the time to fulfill her inner light fantasies. She ends up spending most of the year in jail, which is almost funny. Eventually, the boys clean up their mess, rescue the girls, and the Prime Directive is saved. Except for T'Lyn introducing the concept of juggling to the planet. T'Lyn is the only good juggler.
That was a good moment where someone corners them and is like, "Are you doing some kind of advanced alien thing here?" We've seen this moment in a lot of Star Trek.
Oh, this happens all the time.
Yeah. That's just the risk of going undercover on a primitive planet. That's just this is going to happen. And she does. This is the kind of reference I like because it feels very Spock-like.
Yes.
It feels like I just pulled something out of my ass that actually works. And it's kind of absurd, but also this person bought it, so shut up. And like,
Yep.
It was, I can juggle. And she starts juggling, and they're like, I didn't know you could juggle. And she's like, neither did I. And like,
Worked,
that was good. And again, that's the kind of reference I like, where it feels like without just saying, hey, you're just like Spock.
Just like Spock in the episode Eye of the Juggler.
Yeah. Ugh. They did like 3 of those. It's weird.
Yeah.
Is this which Eye of the Juggler is this?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's the one with the big juggler that was a snake, I think.
No. This is the one where the juggler turned them into the juggle balls, and we had to watch them get juggled for half an hour.
Right.
Very tedious.
That was a weird episode.
Yeah. Well. But I that wasn't so bad. But then you said it. Mariner's like, I need to have an inner light experience, which, how do you know about that? I keep saying this, but oh my God. And this is my bad thing. Like, we go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about this. Like, this show,
and on.
Just stop. It hasn't stopped bothering us. I dare say with 2 episodes to go, it's not going to stop bothering us.
Yeah.
Like, this is just the thing that we don't like. And a lot of you do. And okay, that's cool. But I feel like you could just try a little harder. Like I said, with the T'Lyn thing, for instance, it's just like the thing but it's not elbowing you in the ribs and pointing at it. And there was so much of it in this episode.
They get so close to being good, so close.
There were genuinely a lot of good laughs in this one, I thought. Like a number of lines where I was like, that's good. That's good. And then she said, like, Captain Picard lived a whole lifetime in a probe, and I get a chance to do that, and I want to go learn. And at the end, it's a flute solo, and it's like, famously on this show, this is part of post-atomic lore, I guess.
Lore.
Yes.
Data's other brother.
Lore or before. That the flute solo
s'mores.
I mined some ore. But I it's like, this is one of my things. Like, the end of the Inner Light genuinely choked me up. And because we performed that particular episode in front of the largest audience we've done this show for, I made a bit out of that. I said, this chokes me up. Let's laugh at Al crying, because that was the best way to do that for me, to own it. Like, I'm talking to 200 people. Let's make it a joke. And so we kept talking about it. This made me cry too, but in a way, it was like, why is this show wasting its fucking potential? My God, why didn't you hire us so we could do this better? And I feel like an arrogant prick saying I can write better than this show. I don't like saying things like that, but I'm confident that I can.
Yes.
And you can too. The 2 of us together.
Yes. I feel very bad about it, but also, like...
No, I try to have a little humility. Like, I'm proud of things that I've done, but I try not to, like... I try to keep it there. I try to say, this is what I want it to be, not this is objectively great, because that's, to me, when you cross the line. But I could be better than this. I know I could. And the 2 of us together could be infinitely better than this. But there was a lot to like, but the references, particularly the Inner Light thing, but there was
the Inner Light one's bad.
Before they go to the planet, she says, it's like that planet Voyager went to. Would you stop?
There's a bit where she goes, this is a real Carbon Creek situation, and I want to walk into the river.
Yeah, that was the creek?
Yes, the Carbon Creek.
Yes, which there's only a handful of Enterprise episodes I remember by title, but that's one of them.
Yeah, that's the one with...
that's the one where we see T'Lyn, or no, not T'Lyn, T'Pol, but she's not really T'Pol, she's playing her ancestor, but maybe it's her. And it's like
and
the
that
50s.
That wasn't the vampires that were drinking bones in Detroit, right?
No, they were stealing blood, Maggie.
That's right.
You sound ridiculous. No, that was at this, like, contemporary with the show. That was early 2000s when that was happening. This episode was set in the 50s. And they did a couple of cute little, like, vaguely sitcom-ish things, like, because they're in the 50s. And then we were left to wonder, as I recall, is this actually T'Pol's ancestor, or is it her? And for that show, it was not a bad episode, as I recall. There were 2 or 3 we liked, and that was one of them. But
Yep. In our top 10, 5 of which are still bad episodes.
They did 98 episodes of that show. I remember this. I don't know why. And yeah, I would struggle to find 5 that I liked. But
oh God, yeah.
Nevertheless, that was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to say, "Oh, just like how do you know about that?"
Just I watch Star Trek.
Yeah, obviously.
I love watching Star Trek.
What the fuck is Star Trek? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's just, yeah. Now, that said, I hated that Data was in this because, once again, Next Gen, but this is actually my good thing. I thought, like, once you get past the Jesus Christ, it's just Data's head. We've seen this. We know. But, okay, you know what? This show, for all our complaints, does love Next Gen. And they wrote a good Data. And Spiner sounds a little older, but he still played it well. And
sure.
Also, Spiner must have enjoyed, like, I think his objection to continuing to play Data was the makeup. So, like, being able to play him just as a voice probably didn't bother him.
Just walk into the booth in your pajamas, like...
Yeah. So you take a minute to get the voice back, and then you're golden. But you're not golden.
Hello,
you're just regular.
Yeah. Hello, I am Geordi. Hello, I am... Fuck. Hello, I am Data. Hello, I am Data. There, nailed
That's it. I am Worf. Damn it. But no, like again, using him I thought was typically lazy, but once you get past that, I thought he was enjoyable. I thought his chemistry with Tendi was quite good. Up until we get to the point where Mariner's like, "Hey, tell me about Worf. Tell me about damn it. This was not bad. Like I had some problems with Tendi, and so did you, and we'll get into that. But but her interactions with Data were good. Like I enjoyed that part.
I do enjoy right at the end, like they're leaving and Mariner's talking to Data and she's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, you're extremely famous," which like, yeah, I will accept that as in character for this particular character without having to like.
That's okay. That didn't bother me. It was all the specific references, but generally being starstruck by the only android in Starfleet who is heroically did this and that, like, no, I get that. But and okay, so they're from, as you said, the purple dimension, which basically the timeline lines up so that this happens like this show happens sometimes during the Next Gen movie era. So like the Enterprise D has already crashed. Data might be dead. I don't know if it's post Nemesis or not, but like they basically created a dimension where everything's exactly the way Next Gen was because that's how this show rolls. Because
that's what they like.
Yeah, exactly. But again, get past that. It was good. It was good seeing our old friend. I wish it didn't irritate me as much as it did because I do like that's the advantage of nostalgically looking back. If you do it right, it's like, oh, Data.
Yeah.
It's like when we saw Geordi again in Picard, you know, like, oh, Geordi.
It's like, I also like these characters, you know, like I don't do this show because I love trying to give myself a heart attack.
No. We started this because we both would not shut up about how much we loved Star Trek. Which, look, this was 2010, and this is some time ago now, but like...
It's like, and now, 15 to 38 years later...
well, time dilation happens watching this show, too. Like,
it sure does.
It took an hour watching these 2 episodes, but to us, it felt like, hours would feel like days. So, I'm amazed they didn't make that reference.
Yeah, seriously. No, that's too subtle for this show.
I guess that's true. Every now and then they do one that I actually miss, but that doesn't make it a good one.
No.
Yeah. Oh, what do you got for a bad thing?
What is my bad? Oh, yeah. So you mentioned this. This is another episode where Tendi has a weird freak out. Like, So I barely cover this, but like, Captain Freeman's looking for a replacement for the science officer who, once I noticed the ship does not have a science officer, it was all I could think about for the entirety of these 2 episodes.
I will not hold this against Lower Decks specifically because a number of Star Trek shows, I'm always like, wait, who's this? Or, like in Discovery, I was never clear on who did what job.
Yeah,
so.
Discovery just had a bunch of randos on the bridge who would like circle out.
Yeah. It was like a human pyramid with Michael on top, and it didn't really matter who was below her.
It doesn't matter what anyone does. The important thing is that Michael is here.
Anyway, Yeah, I don't know who we'll get into this in the next episode, but there are, and Brian talked about this too, there are deep background characters that people who like the show really latch onto and know, and maybe there was a science officer we're just unaware of, but I couldn't think of one either.
Part of it was just that the next episode is focused entirely on the bridge crew, which made me think about the bridge crew a lot. Anyway, so both Tendi and T'Lyn are up for this promotion, and Tendi, because she's Tendi, starts going completely fucking crazy about like getting this and beating T'Lyn.
Yep.
Which, one, she's done this before. I can't be mad because she has done this before. Like, I guess it's in character. It's just not a part of the character I like.
No, she gets super competitive. She's very like Leslie Knope, and I get it.
Yes. A character I like much better. But, like, this episode takes place over the course of a year, and the idea that she spends that entire year freaking out and muttering to Data's head in the attic is very strange to me.
It's very sitcom. It's very and that's how the show operates, is we will bend the character to nearly the breaking point for a couple of laughs, ? Yep. And that's really all it was. And because you're 4 episodes from the end for this one, you really need to not write her the way you would write her in season 1, you know? Like,
yes,
if she was like that back then, that's fine, but she's a lieutenant now, and she's gone through all this stuff on Orion, and she should be a little more mature, you would think.
Well, and also, like, one of the things I latch onto with this show is that I genuinely like Tendi and T'Lyn as a pair. Like, they couple off well, you know?
No, and actually the captain's ultimate decision is to make them co-science officer because they make a good team, and I genuinely liked that. Yes,
absolutely.
It's like, individually, you're both pretty good candidates, but together... Like, greater than the sum of your parts, you should be doing this job together because you guys work together really well. Like, good. I like a story about friendship and people being good, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Like, that's great.
And I really like at the end when Tendi's like, I've been going completely crazy about this thing. And T'Lyn's just like, yeah, you've been seeming weird. I've been trying to do all this farm stuff in an effort to, like, catch your interest and lure you out because I don't know how to actually talk to you because I am a Vulcan.
Yep. I liked that. And I liked early in the episode before they leave the ship, Tendi's like, I think, like, I don't know what T'Lyn's feeling. I don't know, or no, why isn't she considering my feelings? And Rutherford says very casually in a very smooth, likable Rutherford way, like, she's Vulcan. She probably forgot about your feelings. Like, not in a, she's so inconsiderate or these fucking green-blooded hobgoblin. Like, no, it's just like, no, remember, her culture, emotions are not the most important thing, and she probably forgot to consider them, and don't hold that against her. And, like, why don't more people in Star Trek see Vulcans that way? I really liked that.
Yeah. She's been on the ship for, like, what, like 6 months or something? Like, she just transferred over from Vulcan Town.
Well, it was at the end of season 3, so if a year is a season, she's been on for more than a year.
I guess that's true.
But I don't know if the time passes that way. It probably does, but I don't know. But I didn't.
The fact that this series doesn't have, we did 5 years, 5 years. Like, it was a 5-year mission, 5 years.
No, that's just what the shows run. Like Disco had 5 seasons, and Strange New Worlds is going to have 5 seasons, although they're cutting their last one short. Like, I think that's just the number now.
Yeah.
Which it used to be 7, and now it's 5. All right, whatever.
We also used to get 22 episodes.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. People are like back in those days, you could do a throwaway episode where, just crazy shit happens. And, like, they still do those.
Yeah.
But they also try to tell a serialized story. And
I don't know. It's a weird one to walk.
Yep. Most shows don't do it right. And I don't just mean Star Trek shows. I mean shows. Like, one of the reasons I've started getting into Poker Face is because it's pretty self-contained. There's a little bit of a thread, but mostly it's just like a throwback to 70s TV where each week the character travels around and meets new people with new problems and gets involved with them. And that's it. And, like, yeah, perfect. I'm so sick of this elaborate web. Like, you guys aren't going to be Breaking Bad. You're just not. So why don't you do something different?
Yeah. Please, for the love of God. We don't need to be Breaking Bad. We just need to trick people into thinking we're Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but nobody's going to have such an intricately, like, well-oiled, perfect plot that holds together when you have to wait 2 years between seasons or when you're binging. Like, that show walked that line that so few shows have. Yeah. Anyway, time to rewatch Breaking Bad.
Modern television is horrible.
Well, modern television's acting just like every other medium. Remember when Watchmen came out and every comic wanted to be Watchmen? It's just, it's always the same, you know? What was your good thing?
Media is a chain that drags us down.
That's true, but also, you know, being part of like nerdy subcultures is how we met. So,
yep, got to do something.
Yeah, exactly. What was your good thing?
My good thing was there's a bit where Tendi goes into town and finds out that T'Lyn started a produce store.
Yeah, so to backtrack real quick, she has been working on like ways to get them money, and she's like, "Well, I can grow things, and horticulture is not that difficult. I'll just learn it."
Yeah.
And she grows giant, oversized everything, and then from that, she realizes she can make other products as well.
Tendi arrives and she's like, "You're selling them stuff? That's a breach of the Prime Directive." And T'Lyn's like, "No, I just used the stuff that exists now and invented a thing. Like, this is perfectly ideal." And she shows a bunch of little bottles of hair tonic, like 1980s Sam Clemens suit, fucking Uncle.
You mean 1880s?
1880s Uncle Strongbad's fucking patented hair tonic.
Oh no, it's Simpson and Sons.
That's the stuff, Pat.
Yeah, you know the fucking the patent medicines, the bullshit that was out in the late 1800s. Yeah, it's pretty good. And sorry, go ahead.
It did just like the shots of like the little bottles with like the intricate labels with her face at the top on like,
well,
just
she
made me
studied
laugh so fucking hard.
She studied the culture, and she's like, "This is what these people like." But I mean, that's just the Twain thing again. Really, you must just like late 1800s things in Star Trek.
Apparently, I do.
Yeah, I thought that was okay, but I don't know. I did like the runner of once she had the hair tonic, for the rest of the episode, every one of these aliens you saw had long, thick, lustrous hair.
Yup.
That was good. And sometimes they'd call it out, but more often than not, they didn't. They'd just walk in and they'd have Fabio hair and just sort of blow in the breeze.
Yup.
Or I guess petition to start calling that Al hair.
Yeah, you have beautiful silky hair.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm desperately jealous of it.
Well, I don't mean to. I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just like, this is the thing. Like, you know, look, my productivity's dropped off a bit in the last few years, and I don't have a lot to be proud of. So I grew some hair. I'm proud of that. I
legit thought my productivity's dropped down a bit, so I've had a lot more time to grow hair.
Yeah, exactly. My hair grows, sir.
God, to have the amount, to have just a little bit of spare time to grow some hair.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I got laid off from my job a few years ago, so, you know.
Well, that part sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a long time ago now. Yeah. All right, anyway. What else?
What else? Let's see here. I think we both had the note. I like Tendi going, "Ooh, look, bricks."
Yep. That's the first thing when they get down there, and she's like, "Oh, this planet's exciting. Look over here." That was good. We had a lot of the same notes. Every time I go through my notes and then I go through yours, it's like, Jesus Christ. We just like, we are, you know, two very different people with very different experiences. But when it comes to this kind of thing, we're basically on exactly the same wavelength, which is, look, it's good we're doing a podcast together.
Yeah.
I didn't like the spilling a cocktail and flailing or like that. Yep. Jesus Christ. And I was also just like, but that's not how the consoles work. Just go use a different one. They're not beaming they don't just beam to this table. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I had the exact same reaction.
You can beam them from anywhere. Just go over to another transporter pad. It's fine.
Then I had to have the thought, wait, so do California classes only have one transporter thing? And now I don't want to dwell on that.
Yeah, but computer consoles are everywhere. That's the point. And they're like, you can, like, when Geordi would come up and do all his engineering shit up on the bridge, it's not because it's not tied to his computer and engineering. You can do it anywhere. Just
reroute the thing. Rutherford's there. He loves that shit.
Yeah, but also...
No, let's take our shirts off and lick the console.
All right. I was genuinely surprised that T'Lyn did not hand her hair tonic to Boimler, who's trying to grow a beard in this episode. I thought that was the obvious payoff to that.
That's a real missed opportunity. Here, rub this on your face. It will help with your pubic hair like beard.
Yeah, and they did a Rutherford's growing a beard and it's just coming in smooth. Like he looks like Geordi because they always do the Geordi thing with him, but it's light enough that it doesn't bother me so much.
Yep.
And, that couple of episodes where Geordi had a beard, it was a bit like that.
I just realized the joke they're doing in this episode, which is...
What?
So Rutherford, like, last episode... Rutherford did that thing where he was like, we should act more like our other universe counterpoints. I just realized Rutherford isn't becoming his character. He's becoming Boimler's character.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. And they're not calling it out, which good work, show.
Yeah. Let me connect the final dot occasionally, please.
Just like the idea of, I'll also become Boimler. Okay.
All right. I mean, he seemed to be doing pretty good, and he's my friend. Mm-hmm. And plus, my guy was a little dark. I didn't like him, so I'll be the other guy.
Also, I do. I love the idea of Rutherford being a better Boimler than Boimler.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I was like, both of us have been coming around on Boimler a bit, like not full on. He's never going to be my favorite.
No, he's still like him and like he's still way down at the bottom, but he's definitely made strides since that first episode.
Yeah, but then this episode, to me, just set him back to day one with the flailing and the spilling and the gliding.
Yeah.
Boimler.
I'm a hilarious character.
Yep. No, you're not. You're just not. All right. Anything else?
Anything else? I think that, I like Bricks. I like Tendy's dress, but I just like dresses.
Much as I complain about the swearing in Star Trek, I did like the line from Dr. Ta'ana, I'm a doctor, not whatever the fuck this is. When she's doing the plastic surgery to make them look like aliens. And that's one of those things I don't mind them calling out a little bit because it always sat weird with us. Like, you can just be a Romulan. You just go down to sickbay and she'll just and she's like, yeah, I can. But I'm not a damn makeup artist. I'm a surgeon. Why am I pointing, like, sharpening your ears and making sure your bowl cut is straight? I got shit to do. I didn't hate that. This brought up a thing that it's getting back to. I find bodies to be completely disgusting. Do you still? By the way, I thought that was just the dysmorphia thing.
Listen. It's gotten better. It's all gotten better, but the underlying issue is still there.
All right, fair enough.
But like the fact that they have horns with skin over them.
Yeah.
Anytime I see that, and I've seen it in like other stuff before, all I can think about is like the skin around the horns tearing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, the skin around your fingers doesn't.
I know, and yet.
Like, you have other protrusions on your body, and they're fine. Like, what's the difference?
I have several protrusions, but like,
yes,
I just like, I look at those horns and I just stare at them. I'm like, just peel that skin right off.
Again, why would it happen with those but not with other things?
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe it's because they're like sticking out. They're not safe out there.
Okay, fair enough.
What if you scraped it on the ceiling?
I mean, she punches a guy with hers, but...
She does punch a guy with hers.
And then gets sent to jail.
That joke would have been so much funnier if she literally spent the entire year in jail.
Yeah, it almost could have played out like that one bit in Red Dwarf where Lister and Rimmer keep getting marched to the jail.
Yeah, but it's the comedic rule of twos, I guess, in this episode.
I guess I did like they let her out because they love her or whatever. Like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But she's like, "Could you let my friends out too?" No, they're murderers.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Like, we can see how you were imprisoned, like, for something that was a misunderstanding. But these guys are actual bad criminals who should be not reintroduced in society.
Yes.
You might have made friends with them, but they are very, very bad people. I liked that. That was funny.
Thanks, buddy. Didn't need to know that part.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Let me tell you about Upper Decks then. I had a brief moment of panic upon hearing this title because Upper Deck is also a line of baseball cards, and let's be honest, baseball can be a bit tedious. And that reminded me there are actually things I would enjoy reviewing less than this show. And that extremely could be worse feeling made me hopeful that I might be able to maintain my good cop status for one more week. So, as you might expect, the episode focuses on the bridge crew. There are a couple of superficial bookend segments where our guys say things like, we're the main characters on this show, I mean ship. And, hey, remember V'ger? Even though like 4 people were in that cloud and it happened like 100 years ago? But they're gone for 90% of the episode, so I call that a win. You know me, always looking for that silver lining. Right, bridge crew. Well, there's Captain Freeman, of course. She mostly spends the episode touring the ship and making extremely judgmental and condescending comments about her crew and their monobrows and things. She's accompanied by some bald mustache that Memory Alpha informed me is named Steve Stevens, and I swear to Christ, I've never seen this character before in my life, despite Memory Alpha's claim that he appeared in 15 episodes. Look, I make no secret of my relative lack of enthusiasm for this show, or for my exceptionally pronounced ADHD symptoms. I'm fully willing to admit that I could have been taking notes or playing with the cat or searching the couch cushions for some lost item while this guy was on screen, maybe up to like 10 appearances, but 15? That cannot possibly be right. Meanwhile, Shax spends the episode fighting some ghosts or something. I wasn't entirely sure what that was about, but I liked Shax, so that wasn't so bad. Concurrently, which I am assured is a synonym for meanwhile, Ransom blows his big chance to finally make any kind of impact on me whatsoever by literally napping through most of the episode and letting the lower decks, different lower decks, not our guys, work their problems out for themselves. And I suppose this would be as good a time as any for me to complain about the use of upper and lower decks as descriptive nouns. Those words refer to the places on the ship where those guys work. It'd be like calling your company's IT department the basements. It just doesn't work. And neither does Ransom, because again, he spends the episode asleep. So I still don't know him any better than I did, but now I envy him somewhat because I had to stay awake while watching this. In the interim, another synonym, work with me because saying meanwhile 8 times is going to get tedious otherwise. Dr. Ta'ana responds to claims that she's not providing adequate pain management for her patients. Naturally, she uses this as an opportunity to strap herself to a chair and get electrocuted until we can see her skeleton. This was another instance of me only sort of understanding the reasoning of a character's actions, but largely enjoying them because I enjoy the character. Simultaneously, we spend some time with Billups, another character I actually like and whose motives largely make sense to me. He's just a cheerful engineering guy who loves solving problems and is pretty good at it. So, to summarize the summary, to borrow from Douglas Adams, if you ditched Ransom and the bald guy you keep gaslighting me about, I would have actually enjoyed this one. As it stands, it's a solid C+, which feels like faint praise, but I've seen Maggie's notes and I'm certain that assessment allows me to retain the title of the one who actually hates something less than the other one for a damn change.
I also had no idea Steve Stevens had been in 15 episodes, so we're on the same page
episodes.
There. I can't believe it.
Because he's right by Freeman's side with like a clipboard the whole episode. I'm like, oh, is this some special guy from Starfleet that just showed up for this or whatever? No, he's in part of the senior crew and has been in the show for like, they only did 50 episodes. That's 30% of the show.
Yeah. I guess he's supposed to be like Freeman's aide or whatever, which, okay.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, we didn't really have that with other captains, but okay. I'm willing to buy that this works a little differently here, but...
Like, I guess we got Kirk's yeoman occasionally, but fine, whatever.
No, this guy's like a commander or something. He's like...
No kidding, okay.
He was like, let me double check because I want to make sure I get this right. Incidentally, this good a time as any to bring up, someone corrected us that they were not referencing Ronald D. Moore last episode when they said Ronald B. Moore. That's a separate person, so...
Oh, okay.
All right, fine. We missed that reference. Point conceded. He's lieutenant commander.
Okay.
Which is pretty high up. That's like Data and Geordi. He served in the command division aboard the USS Cerritos under Captain Carol Freeman. And again, if you scroll down to the bottom, it says the 15 episodes he's appeared in.
I was going to say, I have like this nightmare of like, he's got a 15-page entry on Memory Alpha. He's had 3 episodes based entirely around him. And just like, how did I forget it? Oh, right, I hate this show.
That's part of it. Like I said, that's part of it. I'm not as invested as maybe I should be. And look, doing a review podcast, maybe I should pay more attention. But to my, like, in my defense, we're on nearly episode 500 of this. We've reviewed nearly the entire franchise again. We're up to more than 800 individual stories. Like, I think I know how to do this and what level of attention I need to pay. So this show needs to meet me a little, like, I don't have to do this much work for other shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. All right.
But I didn't hate this one. I really didn't. I had not a good time, but not a bad time.
Okay, can I get in my bad thing? And
yeah, please. Please.
This is the entire thing. Here's the thing. I get the premise of the episode. I absolutely do. Honestly, there was no way that they were going to finish this series off without doing this one. Like, I'm sure doing an Upper Decks episode has been on the whiteboard of the show in the writer's room since this series started.
Oh, yeah. When you go pitch a show, you say, here's 5 example episodes, and that would have been
what are we going to do? It's like, well, we can't do an Upper Decks episode right away, but it'd be cool to do it in a couple of seasons when, like...
No, if you just see the captain in passing, or you only know the first officer by name, then it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, but the point of the Lower Decks episode of TNG was that we were spending an episode with a bunch of guys that we'd never seen before.
Yep.
And Cito Jackson, because that's a good hook to build an episode around.
Yep.
We see so much of the bridge crew on this show. They're basically in every single episode. And most of the bridge crew characters are just joke characters. Like they have one thing, which means that we spend this entire episode just stretching out every single one of those jokes.
Yeah, like Ransom likes to lift weights, brah. And that's it. That's his whole thing.
Long, tedious scene of him doing, like, talking about the weights he likes to lift. And just, I want everyone to know how happy I was that Bird Paul F. Tompkins didn't show up until the end of the episode, because he's in the group shot at the beginning that they do. And I was terrified I would have to spend more time listening to him talk about food.
The thing is, Paul, and I see this might even be part of your bad thing. Like,
yeah, we'll get into this in a sec.
He voices 3 or 4 characters this time. And like, Paul, I literally, maybe my favorite comedian now, definitely like top 3. It's like him and Maria Bamford and somebody else. Like he's so funny and he's so prolific and I like almost everything he does. He's got 0 vocal range. He just doesn't.
Yes.
He sounds like him and that's what makes him funny, but that's it. And making him try to stretch like this just shows that off. Like, to me, part of the joke of a Paul F. Tompkins character when he's doing, like when he did his old Pod F. Tomcast and he had a whole cast of characters, they all basically sounded like him. And to me, that was kind of funny. But here, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, because, the joke, this isn't a joke. This is just, Paul did these guys.
Well, on every show, like every animated show, not every, but lots and lots of animated shows will say, we've already got this person, use them for this as well. And that's cool. I love that. I appreciate that as someone who produces audio drama. You if you have a versatile cast, you use them. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you don't, there's a couple of dudes on this show, and I say dudes generically, like there's a couple of the women as well, like who really surprised me, who were like, shit, that's the same one who also did this character? Good job.
Yeah, that's amazing. But
Paul, no.
Every time Paul shows up is just like, well, I'm glad Paul got work.
Yes.
But
Paul probably got work because his very good friend who plays Mariner is on the show.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Which I'm not pulling her name now and I feel bad about that.
Tawny Nielsen.
Tawny
Newsom?
Newsom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Newsom. Anyway.
Yep.
But, like, the other thing is this episode ends with another big invasion of the Cerritos, which also we have seen a million times before. That happens a couple of times this season. And it's just like,
but it does. It happens on every Star Trek show. Like,
oh, sure.
Remember, my big complaint with Rascals wasn't their kids. It was these 3 Ferengi just took over the Enterprise D. How the fuck did that happen?
Enterprise D was having a real bad week that week. It's just Ferengi took us over. God, that's embarrassing. Oof.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just one of those Star Trek things that, like, I never liked it, but this show is riffing on that, and okay, whatever.
Yeah, fine.
Yep.
Anyway, my point is, this episode came off as extremely boring.
I don't entirely. I mean, like, this is a subjective thing, but I don't entirely agree with you, because my good thing was I enjoy, like, they threw a lot of stuff at us. They threw, like, here's a lot of crazy Star Trek ideas, and this show's been pretty good at that overall, I'd say, where we've got a bunch of ideas that don't merit an episode, so we're just going to fling a bunch of stuff at you. And, like, going back as far as, like, the Tholian web, I'm a fan of lots of different Star Trek shit happening all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that episode had, like, 4 different concepts, and it worked.
Yes. You had to deal with these Tholians, but also Captain Kirk in a spacesuit just floated past.
Yeah, there's a ship in sort of interphase, like drifting in and out of reality while the Tholians are doing the, like, yeah, good job. That's good.
Yeah.
These things aren't exactly related, but they're interesting together if you do it right. And yes, there were stretches I was bored as well. You're not entirely off base to me there, but I didn't hate
the whole ransom subplot is absolutely just
no, 100%. I agree with you absolutely there. But like, I genuinely enjoyed watching Billups. Like, I wish we'd gotten more Billups, honestly, throughout the series, because I like him, and it makes me understand more why Rutherford looks up to him, because he's just sort of easygoing and nice and fixes problems and truly believes that engineers are the best people on the ship, but not in an arrogant way. And I found him very charming.
Well, and the backstory that they never get into, that he's from a fucking medieval planet, I just find extremely funny.
Well, we did get into that. We did a couple episodes about it.
That's the thing. It only comes up a little bit. That is perfect.
It doesn't really inform his character. It just comes up sometimes. Like, he doesn't act like he's from that. He acts like his job is important to him, and I like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
But this episode, and it wasn't so much like Scotty or O'Brien that I was like, ugh, this again. But he did have things like those guys where everything's just wired crazy and people are like, why did you connect a 20th century like SCSI port to this? Well, it's the only thing that'll work. I had to bypass this. And like, I don't know, I had to solve the problem and I did it with the tools I had. Like,
I don't know what to tell you. I haven't been in dry dock for a while.
Yeah, I like this guy. And again, we don't see him very much and I wish we'd spent more time with him. But of the bridge crew, him and Shax and Ta'ana are the ones that like I want to spend more time with, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's lots of others where it's like, not so much. But I enjoyed all the engineering stuff is what I'm saying. Fucking Ransom was nothing.
Yeah.
And it went on a long time.
We also got a couple of like just weird Star Trek shit happening that like sort of gets passed over. And that I really enjoy. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's
getting stuck in a painting.
Yep. I love when people come back from a mission that you don't get to see. To me, that's lower decks. All this crazy shit's happening usually to someone else.
Yeah.
Which it's hard to make a show engaging when it's not happening to your main guys, but you chose the premise, you know?
Yeah, this one's on you, guys. Like, I'm not the boss of you.
Like
I wish I was.
I've made this comparison before, but it should be like that episode of Buffy, the Zeppo, where
yes,
Xander just keeps seeing all these other characters like intersecting with him, but he's having his own little thing. While meanwhile they're fighting. You know, the world's about to end, and like, but I'm not part of that, so I don't really get to see.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Let's see what. Else?
I also want the other thing was so they have a crewman. I forget her name, but she's definitely showed. Is it Barnes?
I don't know.
She's definitely showed up before because like her I recognize. I think she's like Trill or something. But anyway.
She's talking about the one in engineering?
Yeah, no, although I did like her too. No, the gal who got de-evolved and also evolved at the same time.
Oh, yes.
And they show a quick shot of her like as like a giant like overdeveloped caveman person. It's like, yeah, but she also had psychic powers and was terrified of fire.
Yeah, no, again, that's what I'm saying is part of my good thing is like all this shit's just happening and like it always happens and like, yeah, I like that. But
they check back in with her, and she's like half back to normal. Like she's still got the eyebrows and like big teeth, but she's also doing a sousaphone recital.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. I had a good time with this.
It was, but I didn't like. I pointed this out in my summary. I didn't like Freeman just like commenting on. Well, you did it despite the protruding brow. Like, okay, could you be a little nicer, maybe?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, they still can't figure out if Freeman's a decent, like a good captain, or like a bad captain, or like a good captain who's got a shitty, like assignment, or what. Like, no, fucking guys, you need to have picked a lane, but you're ending next in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, we're at the exit. The lane choice has passed, but.
Yeah, like fucking figure out what you're doing with these characters.
I think both of us responded favorably to just, oh, she's a piece of shit. She's not really a good person. She's not a good captain. She's not good with people. Like, that's fine. That's why she gets stuck in the ass end of the fleet.
Yeah, and if you want to have like the character as an arc, like becoming a better character, like I think that's something that would be interesting to do. Like if you use that time to like bring like working with being less shitty to Mariner has made both of them better at whatever they're doing. Like, that's something.
Right. That's true.
But again, it's just like, I don't know, fucking whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, they're whatever we need for the episode.
You could do a bit of what they did with, Raynor in Disco.
Yes.
Where, I hate this assignment. But eventually he came around and he got good at it and he learned some things and he got better at his job. Like, you could do that kind of thing.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Which, in that last season, we were desperate to find.
Yep.
Boy.
Yep. Which is too bad because, just like this show, so much potential.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, we're doing Prodigy next. And if Prodigy sucks, I'd be like, well, that's too bad. But also, nobody was ever really on board with the pitch for this in the first place. Like, whatever.
It was such a weird, a weird choice, but, fine.
Yeah. But, like, there's less at stake to me there. Whereas both of these, like, Disco and Lower Decks, really showed a lot of promise. Just like, oh, you're doing a show about that? Interesting. Mm-hmm. And, what was your good thing?
What was my good thing? Oh, yeah. Shaq's meditating, I thought, was all very good. I wish I could snap my trauma's neck.
Like I said in my summary, could not exactly follow what that was all about. I'm glad it wasn't about his death because that needed to stay mysterious.
Yeah, I was worried about that too. Like
one of the things we responded favorably to was they never told us, which is a Lower Decks thing. Like the junior guys should not know this kind of thing. That's fine. Yeah. No, basically what I sort of picked up on is like he basically his PTSD has come back. And he has to go off and meditate and sort of deal with it. And how he deals with it is fucking murdering every bad thing that ever happened to him, including the person he used to be who he doesn't like. Yeah. No, that's fine. I like that. It felt weirdly out of place. Like a character we don't spend a lot of time with is suddenly dealing with trauma that I know he had. He's talked about it.
Yes.
But what brought this up? Why is he doing this now? Why should I be heavily invested in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
My only thing was just like, I assume this just comes up.
Oh, yeah. If he does this once a year or something, that's fine.
Yeah.
I get that. I feel bad. Oh. Well, also the ship's counselor is fucking like a bird who sucks. So like he doesn't get the therapy he needs probably.
Yeah. It's just like, Doc, I'd really like to be able to talk about all the Cardassians I murdered. Well, first of all, have you considered talking about soup for 20 minutes? Let's start there.
Have you ever had Cardassian casserole? It's delicious. Oh, good.
Ah, divine.
I'm basically Andrew Lloyd Webber now.
All right.
Yeah. My bad thing. The species that hates being complimented came up again. They've been around before. And the whole thing is you defeat them by saying nice things to them. That's such a hacky, stupid, like if I'm writing Futurama, like, no, not good enough. Come up with something better.
No, we can do better than this.
Nope. Sure can.
That being said, that one hit real close to home.
Well, okay, yeah, but there's a better way to do that.
There absolutely is.
A whole I just don't like the alien species who are all food critics. The alien species who are all like don't like compliment. Like
yeah, it's stupid.
Yep.
It's stupid and annoying.
Yep. There were some good lines in this
the rest
again
of
though.
This show.
Well, yes. There were some good lines again. Both of these episodes had more laughs than I typically get, honestly. Maybe I was just in a good mood. But
let's see here.
There was a bit where the two lower decks, it was like the alpha shift and the delta shift, are arguing. And one of them says, you almost killed me. And the other one says, then why don't you almost complain about it? That was a good line.
Good.
Yep. Fucking Ta'ana turns to her medical assistant or whoever it is and says, all right, rearrange my guts. Isn't that how the kids say fuck now?
It might be.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure I've heard that exact. Yeah, but that's like, I'm pretty sure that's slang for fucking. Like,
I famously don't know what the kids are up to.
Well, I look, I read Tumblr, okay? Like, I don't know.
I got two nephews and like.
No, I don't mean kids as young as you're.
Sure.
No, I mean.
One of them's 8 and one of them's a baby.
No, like kids in their 20s who are sexually active is what I mean.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Look, I'm 50. Everyone's a kid. You're a kid to me.
No, that's true, but that's been true since we met.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been true that I'm 50, though.
No, that is also true.
Yeah. All right, what else?
I like the Starfleet branded fire axe. I thought that was funny.
All right.
Just fire axe with the Starfleet logo on it.
Yeah, didn't do anything for me, but all right. I will say they put all those lower decks guys in spacesuits, which really just calls out the fact that the character models are so similar that when you take away distinctive features like their hair color, you cannot tell them apart at all. Mm-hmm. There's just almost no variation between characters in the show whatsoever, and I hate it. What else?
I assume that like the show itself just uses a pick route to like put these guys together.
That feels right. Yep.
Yeah. But the pick route is not very good.
Nope. Sure isn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else?
For example, there's only 2 butt options.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we got, as Amanda said, TV fat last week, which is...
That's what I'm saying. They rolled out the other butt for one character.
Mm-hmm. Well, better late than never, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And... yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
Well, we're nearly done.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not having a good time, but I wouldn't say I'm having a bad time.
I am here for a bad time and a long time.
It's important to me to get that good cop status back because I was losing it. And the whole shtick when we got into this is I don't like it either, but I don't hate it as much as you do. And like I'm really trying to find that again. And I think I did. Mm-hmm. So
I don't think anyone hates this show as much as I do.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Because Amanda hasn't watched all of them, so a couple of times you've been charmed by a character here and there that she hasn't seen, so...
Fair.
Yeah. Like, she gets the idea of T'Lyn, but she hasn't seen very much of T'Lyn because she's not in it very much.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
I fucking, like...
I know, honey.
2 episodes left. I'm like, I don't think I'm getting a T'Lyn-focused episode.
No, I think the last one, Fully Dilated, is about the best you can hope for.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But that's it. Next week is it. Fisher Quest is the penultimate. How do you say the third or second to last? I don't know. Third to last, whatever. No, I guess it would be the penultimate episode. Fisher Quest and the new Next Generation is what the finale is called. Because of course it
fucking is.
What a shock. Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we're nearly done. And for those of you listening on the Patreon, thank you. We genuinely genuinely appreciate your support. I am a little sorry that we're trashing the thing you mostly love because I hear from you guys and most of you seem to like the show. And look, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, as they say, but I just don't enjoy it that much.
Yeah. I hate it. And I'm sorry. If you can see me try to like the show. Like
we have.
It's well documented.
There's so many things that just don't quite click with us is more what it is. But we'll get more into that when we get to the supplemental, which is 2 weeks from now, by the way. If you want to write to us, poststomachhorror@gmail.com. But we'll talk about our overall thoughts again. But I just every now and then I do like when I post a new episode, I see comments from the previous one, and sometimes people are like, "You're being a little unfair about this," or like,
probably,
yeah, and like, okay, but one. You've heard this show. When we get mad, we dial it up for comedy, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're just not that into it. Maybe we'll like Prodigy more. Who knows?
I hope so. I hope I love Prodigy. I hope it becomes my favorite.
I would not get my hopes up there, and I don't even think
I'm not.
It doesn't look bad. It just just going through the episode titles is like, oh, you're gonna do this, huh? Okay. Yeah. So
I'm not expecting much, but like.
It's going to be nice. Different. I've said this before. It's going to be different than anything else we've ever done.
That is true.
It's not just going to be, another one of these. It's going to be like, no, this is nothing like any of the other shows. So
yeah.
So look forward to that. And I think that's all for this time.
Yeah. See ya, folks.
The Post-Atomic Horror Podcast is a co-production of Maggie Robotham and Ron Algar Watt. Copyright 2025. Please don't sue us. We're just doing this for fun.